Good afternoon. So I was like, okay, I need to come back and redo this. Well, not redo, but I don't know. The video that I just last posted, I feel like I was distracted. I hope y'all can hear me. Let me find the mic. Hold on a second. Oh, the mic is here. Oh, God, I hope y'all was able to hear me. Um, Sorry, I was trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do with my hair. Um, but yeah, so I was like, God, I was so distracted. I was still trying to come down off of just that. I guess it wasn't really like an adrenaline rush or anything. It was just that, okay, so Um, what happened was I was picking my car up for service after, it was done with its service. And I was getting ready to pay and didn't even realize I didn't have my debit card, which is crazy because um, I dropped it off early in the day and went and got breakfast. I paid in cash, so I didn't even, wasn't even thinking about my debit card. Um, Went home and everything, and then when it, decided to go ahead and pick it up, um, I didn't have my debit card. So I'm just like, oh my God. So let me just try to do, they said they do tap. So hold on, let me figure out my hair. Hold on. Give me just a second. Let me figure out. Hold on. Okay, I did it right this time. Okay. Y'all don't mind me. I love stacking my hair up on my head, kind of just, weird, or like just a weird crown, whatever. That's what I do. But anyways, yeah. So back on yesterday. So okay, well, do y'all take tap? Because I'm just like, fuck, I don't know where my debit card is at. So I thought maybe I had a picture of my debit card in my phone. I didn't. So I was like, okay, fuck. So what happened? So okay, so I called my ex husband, CEO, because he was the one, he took me up there, whatever. And I was like, hey, can you come inside and just, transfer some money over you so I can. He doesn't have his wallet on him. So I'm like, man, okay. So call my daughter. I was like, hey, can you look here for my debit card? So she doesn't find it. Um, but he left his debit card, not debit card, sorry. He actually left his wallet here. So, she was able to, read the information often, whatever. But for whatever reason, he was having issues. So he had to call the bank, whatever. I'm just like, oh my God, like the pressure is just building, building, building in my chest. I'm just like, oh my God, because they had already pulled the car up. Um, they had already pulled the car up. It had just been sitting there. Then someone else had came in like behind me, so they had to move my car and went back around and then pulled it right. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I'm telling myself, okay, Keisha, no need to get all upset and anything. You can only control what you can control. And so I was just like, okay. I said, okay. So before I got upset, I was like, okay, look, I just want to go home and go get my debit card. And so we leave. I wanted to tell the people that I'm going home to go get my debit card, but so by the time we get like up the block, his shit, whatever, the bank cleared, so we end up having to go back around. We didn't get too far, back around, whatever. Then when he go into do the tap, whatever, it says decline. We're like, why is it declining? You should have, whatever. And he was like, you see. So could figure it out but it's our bank. Like our bank, like I'm so grateful that they are as, hey, is this you doing this? Are you spending this kind of, I'm grateful, because it wasn't going to go through. So eventually, finally, whatever happened, they sent, I guess, a notification, hey, are you trying to? So when he finally did that, was able to pay whatever and get it. But oh my goodness, like I just wanted to blow up because I'm just like, oh my God, like this is embarrassing. They then took my car around the block, not the block, but they took my car around the block 2 times and now we can't get this shit to work. And I just want to get my car. and I want to, start yelling because I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is frustrating. Why can't you, what the hell's going on with, your car and shit. Oh my goodness. But I kept it together. I was about to come to pieces when I was like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home, get my card. So I think I did really good because I could have had a whole attitude with him and it would have just been really, really bad. And I'm just like, I'm trying to really just keep my emotions under wrap. But for it to make my chest just, oh my God, just the way my chest was just, and then it moved from my chest. It literally moved down. Like after it was done in my chest, it moved into my stomach, and it went from my stomach to like my waist, and then it just kind of lingered in my waist, and I didn't even get the chance to go home and chill and do what the fuck I wanted to do. I didn't even get a chance to do that. I fuck, my lips are dry. Let me see. Do I have some lip gloss here? First way over there. Well, anyways. So, didn't even really get a chance to just clear it out the way I needed it to, the way I needed to, but, whatever. Eventually, it went away. But, hold on a second. So, later on, after I went to bed, I say about 3 in the morning, like I'm waking up with sharp pain, kind of like in my chest, but like where my gallbladder used to be, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why am I hurting? Like I'm rocking, and I'm like on this side, that side. Nothing is, nothing's helping, and I'm not one to take medication, but I got to wondering if maybe because I took on a leave, not before bed, but it was nighttime. And I'm wondering if maybe, I was having a reaction. I don't know. I couldn't understand why I was in so much pain. Um, I do not like taking pills. I have to be, it has to be like a surgical procedure or just something to where, okay, yeah, if you do not take this, you will be in pain. That's really like the only time I really really just take pills like that. Even with like my, menstrual cramps, like I just roll around and just moan and groan, and I mean, it's not bad, but it's not comfortable either. So, anyways, that was, I don't know. I don't think the two were connected, but I will say this though. So, I'm not. I can't remember which came first, honestly, to tell you the truth. But I do know that, like, at one point in time during my sleep meditation, a reading started playing, video that I had saved to watch later that I had already watched. Is that a gray hair? I mean, a glitter streak? I think so. Yep, it is. Well, anyways, um, I hope y'all can hear me because I don't even know where my mic is at right now. Hold on a second. Let me. And I hope I don't get in trouble about the music. I have it as low as possible. Oh my God, I hope y'all was able to hear me. Let me put this up here like this. So, yeah, hold on a second. Because I believe this is the mic. But anyways, so, yeah, so, and I had already watched it, but somehow it started playing. And it was a message the first time that I watched it. So it was his message for the second time that I watched it. Just a reminder. I'm just like, okay, okay, cool. Then at some point last night, I was dreaming about something going on with my son and I think I had asked him a question or for I made a request, and he said no, and it was something I just wasn't prepared for him to say no, and then all of a sudden his little, I want to call her raggedy so bad. I mean, she his little ex girlfriend. We don't know if he's still talking to the girl or not. I don't think he is anymore. Like at first I had my suspicions, but he may actually not be talking to this girl. But she was in the dream, and in the dream, I felt like she might have had something to do with him saying no. It was like in her eyes, and I'm just like, let me find out. Because you know what? You know what? I had the dream after I realized I was in pain. Like I was in and out of sleep, trying to just, sleep, go back to sleep, even though I was in pain. I'm just like, let me find out. And first thing, let me say this, because don't want anything happen to me that God or my spirit team, my ancestors, universe, whatever, won't allow, because that's gonna be a lesson for their ass, and maybe even for myself. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But in the event this whatever this is I got going on with me at around 3 a.m. Um, if if just by chance this chick, I want to call her so bad. If by chance this chick may have something to do that, because I mean, honestly, I I believe that people can, make dolls or whatever in your likeness or create things, with the intention of it being you and with the intention of causing it harm and all that stuff. I do believe in that. I do. I mean, spirituality, religion, and these are two different things, but, just things of that nature, it's so vast. There's no right way, and dare I say, there's no wrong way. But there's so much, and there's so much you can use and so little that you can use at the same time, and it's just like, but anyways, I'm just like, okay, I'm laying in bed, and I'm just, did I start talking to God or meditating? I don't know. And then I was thinking about a little earlier, I was like, back to the idea of remember, well, not the idea, but remembering that there was a time where she asked my son when he was born, and I was like, oh, okay, so you into that? All right, well, I'm gonna tell you this, so all my kids are prayed over and protected. I No one told me to do this. It's just something that I would do, you know, hours after giving birth, and it's usually at night. I've never given birth like in the middle of the day. Um, I well, no, pause. Let me take that back, because my eldest, I had to be induced. I had her in the afternoon. She's literally the only one I had in the daytime. Everybody else was at night, and my baby was early in the morning, like sometime after midnight. So, but anyways, but in the wee hours, and I did it with my eldest too, in the wee hours of that first night. Um, I said what I call a mother's prayer, just a prayer of protection, just talking with God about this baby, and, just asking for, just what I did, for whatever. I'm not saying there's no right. No one told me to do this. It's just me, taking the first moments, the first 24 hour, whenever, I had to be alone. It had to be early in the morning. I remember after doing that, I mean, they had old channels. So I remember that after that, then Amen was coming on TV. And if you don't know what Amen is, oh my God. Amen 227. Like, come on. But yeah, like I did those things. I made sure that, this young life, this little baby, was protected and prayed over by me first. And it wasn't even looking at that. I just now it's just like, yeah, like there couldn't have been anybody else to do this. I had to do this first because I birthed this child. But anyways, I don't know. That's what I did. And so, if you try anything, all right, because what you put out, what you do, it come back. So, but I really thought that was strange. And I will say, I don't think that I went to bed thinking about him. I did see him um, that same day, and I kind of wondered, and just me being a mom, just wondering, that this girl been over here. Is she here now? Uh, what the hell? Am I tripping? What the fuck did I just hear? Hold on. Okay, I don't know what I just heard, but after saying that, just all right, don't come over here with that shit. Your ass will burn at the fucking door. I keep crystals right at my door. Damn it. But anyways, yeah. So I'm just like, you know what? All right, let me find out. Let me find out. But anyways, um, what else was it? Oh, the stop playing with me part. Yeah, so that shit had been everywhere. Like I was seeing it on YouTube. I was hearing it. I'm just like, stop playing with me. And I'm just like, you know what? Period. Stop playing with me. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with my kids. Like, don't play around with my energy. Like, stop playing with me, cause you gonna fuck around and get hurt. Like, I'm not. Like, I get back to the basics. Get back to the basics. Basics. Yeah, getting back to the basics. Praying. It is what it is. Like, I'm just taking it at this point. I'm taking it up in prayer. And will just wait on, like in my earlier days, like it has to be a sure fire sign. Like it's undeniable. It has to hit me like freaking broad daylight, like, a lightning bolt moment. That's just what it is now for me. Um, because, you know, me, what I was just talking about, like, and I'm just like, okay, I was like, God, if you see fit, and he saw fit, but he was like, okay, I'm gonna see what you do. I'm gonna see what you do this time. And so, but like I said, I didn't ask for it the right way. I should have been like, make sure, they have their, make sure they have their shit together. They don't have to be completely together, but have their shit together where it matters, and make sure that they're doing the work and that they're healing or they're healed. Like it doesn't have to be a completely finished product. Would I like that? Hell yeah, I would. But I ain't even got all my shit together. But I'm taking the action. So that being said, I'm like, yeah, everything. I remember when I would hear people say, yeah, I wait, I was waiting on a sign from God, or I was waiting on an answer from God. And I'm just like, how? Like, what? Like, and then somebody like, I heard a voice clear as, and I'm just like, what? That shit really fucking happens. Like, that shit fucking happens. And waiting on, waiting on a sign, or like it hits you like fucking broad daylight, like a fucking like that shit fucking happens. And you know what, I realized, I'm gonna quit trying to suppress what I want because what I want may not be good. That's what I'm like, all the unhealed parts of myself that, um, oh fuck, what did I say? Protect me from all the unhealed parts of myself that just that demands it just like that's what I meant when I was like, okay, it was some parts of me was still wanting, and part of me was like, no, Keisha, this is just not good for you, So I'm glad that I at least, you know, out the gate, I came with my guns up, I lay down the law and I listened to myself and once I was shown, okay, this shit ain't gonna change. You remember this? You remember how this felt? You remember hearing this? You know what that sound like? I'm out. Like, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And so once I had my lightning bolt moment, and I was saying, yeah, like I'm evolved and shit, and um, it's like I'm on a new. I feel like I'm on a different journey now. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a different journey, a new path, and my focus is me. My focus is the communication that is now going to take place with God, the universe, spirit, the most high, my spirit team, all that, whoever is listening that loves me and wants the best for me. And yeah, it'll be just if I'm not sure, I'm taking it up in prayer. Like, and I will literally sit and like, it's a scary thought to think that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and submit this up and I'm going to wait on an answer or wait on a sign, because it's like, what if it never comes? What if you get the sign and you don't know? But me, I always ask for it has to be no shadow of a doubt. Like, I can't deny this. Like, this has to be like a lightning bolt, like a aha, not bigger than an aha moment. Like, this shit better be like a fucking, I don't know, shit. Let me like a fucking dog talking shit. No, dogs can talk. Shit. A fucking swan with red polka dots. What the fuck is that? A sign. Hell, that's a fucking sign. But that's just where I'm at right now. And if I just don't get an answer, I just don't get an answer. That means, or this shit means no, or I don't know. Like, I was sitting in the car and I'm just like, just and it's been a minute since I've actually just, had my moment in the car where I used to sit in the car and pray and talk to God and cry and just like, I'm getting back to that. I haven't done the crying yet, but I'm getting back to that. It's just me and them. And in the meantime, I need to focus on what I need to focus on. I have been acting like it ain't there. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but if I don't have to worry on the how. If I just do what I'm supposed to do, then it'll all work out how it needs to work out. So there's that. Um, and then the 222 stuff. Oh my god, I'm still seeing it today. Like, even the time I caught it 222. I'm just like, okay, maybe I need to look up Let's see what 222 mean. Like 111, it was attached to something. So I don't know what 111 means, but when I did see it, okay, but like this, it was in a, it was it was something I posted, and it was in my time hop, and it popped up, and it was 111, and I'm just like, okay, I needed to see this, but I need to actually see what 111 means, and 222. 333 is still, is that's still special to me. But now these other two are becoming factors, especially 222. Not as much as 111 as I'm seeing 222. Um, oh, but the bigger focus was the fact that okay, so yeah, I was distracted yesterday, but I was also talking about, me being the problem. So it wasn't like I was, um, I didn't give, listening to myself, I'm like, that's wild because, you know, I will give someone the benefit of the doubt. And then there could be times where they will, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, but your ass is fucking foul, and you can do me wrong multiple times. Um, but this person, who I guess, as far as I'm seeing it, genuinely was like, okay, let's have a fresh start. But I guess I don't want to say wounding. Wounding sounds just, I don't know, just what I experienced or have been experienced. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if because I'm such a loner. And I don't say that as a bad thing, simply because that's just how I was as a kid. I was a loner as a kid. So I'm used, I'm just, I'm used to being in my own zone, in my own lane, chilling, I'm starting to get comfortable with taking myself out, and hell, this weekend I'm going to do something, and that's more so what that was. Oh, when it get warmer, and I'm, just going to start putting myself out there more by myself, and just, you know, just something different. This is a whole different part of my life. Yeah, I don't want to be cooped up, and I want to dress cute and be seen, and so, but anyways, I'm gonna went off of, but like, I'm okay with being alone. So, I'm used to disappointment. I'm used to, giving people the benefit of the doubt, and they still not being shit. So that was kind of, I guess, what I was expecting. But then, like I said, I saw a different side. I'm just like, oh, okay, okay. So, I was wrong in this situation. Um, and oh my god. So I guess charge it to my head, not my heart. My head is trying to protect my heart. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so that's that. Just going to get back to the basics, and we're gonna see what happens. And let's see. Um, I've been posting videos here since what? Is it 3 years? 3 years? Oh, was it 2023? I think so. Um, and it's been a minute since I think I'm at like what, 65 subscribers now. Thank y'all. Um, I haven't acknowledged my subscribers in a while. Charge to my head, and on my heart. Because I have my periods where I'm here, and then I have my periods where I'm gone. I guess this is more so of a I'm here type of period, but I'm thinking maybe I need to. I sometimes I feel like I get on here too much, and then I'm like, okay, I've done too much. I need to kind of fall back. So I've been kind of just really just been putting music in a playlist for the year, And I had what I've been doing was, the one for the prior year, I just make it promise. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just leave it. So yeah, but thank you. I'm not here to, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I'm not here to do. What I'm here to do, because when it happen, when I'm here, I'm here, and when I'm not, I'm just out here in the world living life. And but yeah, this is just a little small personal page. I'm not no big time or anything, and you know, and I always wonder, like, man, what if I were to become big time? Like, the pressure of, like, you were like, okay, well, I gotta post, because I listen to some people like, yeah, I remember when this and that, and now, and they're big time, and their life changes. Like, I wonder, like, do you feel pressured? Oh, I gotta put a video out there. I gotta put a video out there. I haven't posted in like 2 days, or I haven't posted in an hour. Like, like, and but they paid, and I'm just like, and it's one of them confirmed, like, what if, it stops, and I have this house, I have these cars, I have this lifestyle, like, but they want more. And it's just, wow, like, that's pressure to be, you know, big time on YouTube. You're getting paid, you got subscribers, you're getting, like, money from your subscribers, donations or whatever, you're getting, like, I don't even know what I would do, like, because I don't feel like I give enough just at this small time I'm here right now. I feel like I mean, not even enough. I don't know. I feel like what I do is what I post here, like, it's no big deal. Like, I come here is almost as like a vent outlet, and me sharing my life with, people. And, so I don't feel like I have enough happen in my life to where I'm like posting every single day or multiple times in a day. But I guess that's where the other thing comes in. So I'm a work in progress. Um, so maybe one day I do get big time, but it'll be for, just, you know, past, all the talking and all that. It'd be just me actually here doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, yeah. All right. Well, I hope I don't get in trouble for the background music. All right. So I'm out.